Festival. I heard you're having a fun time wherever you are. My name is DOBBY and I'm never ever lying. I got the finger licking chicken that I'm frying. My lyrics are healthy, just like a vegetable. We hear Freedom Sessions, New Beginnings Festival. Check it out how we do it and it's good for you. Understand we in the neighborhood for you. It's DOBB, rapping smooth like DOGG. And I got it, I make it easy. MK1 on the scratches tonight. We gonna bring you this time and I'm rapping on mics. We feeling good and we feeling really fresh. So we gonna do it and keep it fresh to death. Back in that flow, man, your flow damn right, cold man. We got tea packing like cocaine in that beach, as like Coltrane. Yellow fever like OJ, that food nice, ho ho man. Y'all love this game, pumping the bowls deep like croquet. I'm forever, my raps gon' get more better. My style tight like corsets, and I'm on app, we need more cheddar. Born rapper, I'm go-getter, my soul's back in my boat. I'm sword after my flow, pepper my gold, but I need no checkup. And red on hot, cause I'm ready to make a new bedrock. And I gotta be making a fresh shot, like Napoli out of the Red Sox. And I'm ready to battle you, baby, making your head now. And I'm bleeding the down, and I'm running with bottom of granny, you're under my head. Yeah! Thanks so much, everybody. Woo! Not ready for that. Welcome to the second installment of SSI Freedom Sessions. My name is Shamla, and we have the incredible DOBBY with us here today. There we go. And MK1 on the decks. Yeah. We have a very special session for you today because we are going to be going in deep on some big issues, including Black Lives Matters, what we can be doing to support First Nations people at this time, and we're going to just be listening to a monster right here. I'm not going to say too much about it because you don't want to listen for yourself. As I said, these sessions are brought to you by SSI, Settlement Services International. It is part of the New Beginnings Festival. It was the ambassador last year, and unfortunately because of COVID, we aren't able to do it in person this year. So we are bringing these live sessions to you. And it is a way for us to support the artists. We have visual artists involved. We also have musicians, we have hip-hop artists, we have dancers as well. So it's a beautiful way to be able to keep expressing our art, connect with each other. And yeah, I think we should get to know a little bit about DOBBY over here. So welcome, DOBBY.
Oh my God, thanks so much for having me.
Thank you. So the first thing I want to understand, I'm a little bit jealous already because I can see the beginnings of it here. Your musical background. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I started off playing piano when I was 7 years old, and then getting into a little bit more jazz drums around high school. But I think from an early age, I started really getting into hip hop, and it became that type of music that I felt like I could really truly express myself.
Who in particular were you into?
My first album I bought was Outkast.
Yeah, nice.
The Love Below speaker box. And then Lauryn Hill's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, then Eminem's Encore, and The Far Side, Bizarre Ride to the Far Side.
That's a good combination.
Yeah, so, you know, those albums were kind of the beginnings of, like, a really beautiful relationship with hip-hop. Yeah.
Beautiful. And how has COVID impacted you as an artist?
Yeah, like everybody, we've all, you know, had all of our shows were cancelled, and, you know, we had a tour and a couple of target places we really wanted to travel to this year. And so unfortunately, with all of that, you know, that had to cancel. We had a partnership with the Biennale of Sydney where I was going to perform this project called Weilmoringle River Story about my hometown, Brewarrina, my ancestral lands in Brewarrina. So unfortunately, you know, everything's just been delayed, and we're just trying to find the next best way to, you know, present it and to perform it, and then to tour it hopefully soon.
So what have you been doing during this time?
Just been developing my sound. I've been trying to keep inspired. Like everyone, we're trying to use this music to, you know, keep creative and to try and like process through it. But now it's like we're all trying to figure out how to get, you know, make a living out of it again, especially those who aren't eligible for JobKeeper and JobSeeker and all of this stuff. And
100%.
It's a weird time. It's really weird. But what I'm really inspired by is the fact that we still persevere, you know, like we still can put on these events and and can keep the music going. And I feel like that's one of the most important things we need right now.
Absolutely.
To keep playing and
Yeah.
keep performing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And today we're bringing these sessions to you live from Bulanamin country, also known as Marrickville. So it's really important that we want to make sure that we pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. And we are standing in solidarity here that we know sovereignty was never ceded on these lands. So even more reason why we are extra honoured to have you here today, Dobby. So I'll let you take a little seat. We'll get back to you in one little second. So there is another thing that we have happening today, which is artworks for sale. They should be coming up on your screen very shortly. Ooh, yeah, technology. So this is an artist called Ellie Bahin. And this is a series, it's her first solo exhibition called Spirit of the Trees. So it's a collection of photographs taken in a village in Iran, and it explores the exhaustion of natural resources and livelihoods due to a rapidly changing habitat thirsty for environmental protection, which I'm sure Dobby is going to be able to speak on in not too long. But I think it's time that we let you do your thing. Are you ready?
Ooh,
you ready to
MK1
heat things up for us?
We're ready. We're ready to kick it.
Let's go.
Woohoo. This one here is called Welcome. I hope you enjoy this, and thank you so much for tuning in. Bitara ya Murrawarri, Bitara ya Murrawarri, Bitara ya Murrawarri. My yummy, 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 my yummy, 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 my yummy, 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 my yummy. Welcome to a big year. We about to get deadly in this here. Put the life in the rhyme I was sent here. Get the friends and the countrymen to lend ears. Got my head around the Milky Way and Darwall. Learn a bit about the planet, something gotta go. Too sick with the shit, need a Panadol. They wonder why I'm taking a sabbatical. I'm getting funky like a body Yoda. When they hear my name, they turn the audio up. They can play the beat until the party over. Work, 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 get my cardio up. I'm thinking in the days that go by, and the pain never blow dry. It's no lie, but a phase in its own time to make way for a change in your whole life. Bitara ya Murrawarri, hey, Bitara ya Murrawarri, Bitara ya Murrawarri, hey, Bitara ya Murrawarri. Look at that, my yummy, 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 my yummy, 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 my yummy, yummy, yummy. That was recorded on my grandmother's country, Brewarrina, and Weilmoringle, northwest New South Wales. It's a very, very special song that means so much to me to be able to play that set, play my set beginning with that. This one here is called Cold Weather. For all the hip-hop heads out there, if you're a hip-hop fan and you also bought The Far Side when you were young, this one's for you. Yo! I used to carry my CD set in my bag of clothes. Wanted about it for 20 cents in the lunch line. So every time I see Eminem in a cameo, I see the man that could help me get through a tough time. School bus, I would sit and listen to Kanye. Trying to be like him, gotta think of a punchline. So when I need to sit back and deal with the dull day, I look at Ye to clean up and give me the sunshine. Ernest Hemingway, I be bleeding every day. A lot of people knocking me, you gotta see my resume. A lot of people now believe that I could be the heavyweight. Gotta be above it, Kendrick telling me to levitate. 08, trying to sell a mixtape. All my school friends tried to buy it for a fixed rate, but nothing ever changed, this could be a mistake. And tell your friends about me if I hit the big stage. Cold weather now, rapping in my bed aloud. Happier than anything, practicing a better sound. Cold weather now, rapping in my bed aloud. Happier than anything, practicing a better sound. Look at the cold weather, rapping in my better. Happier than anything and practicing a better sound. Check it out, yo. I used to get really jealous of what these rappers were selling. Yet the stories they telling is so compelling. Vision of being blacks in my melon. Wanted to hang with the felons. Running to rap like I'm Biggie. Wanted to be Machiavelli. I can see that the crowd is yelling. It's actually very scary. Knees feeling like they packed in jelly. Haven't even rapped and they mad already. I grabbed the brandy. I had too many. My adversaries are laughing at me. I'm bad. Wanna be living a rap. Wanna be making a living and rapping. The back of the rhythm attack. Lyrical back. One in the pocket. I wanna be better than any we had. And then we jazz. I'm the brother with it. Never wanna come and sit with the cat. This is the bag already. I let him out. I don't mention how long I dedicate to make a song. I take forever now. Take a second now. Want to get your head around. Take you better now. Set the warrants too loyal. Tonight is cold weather now. Rapping in my bed aloud. Happier than anything. I'm practicing a cold weather now. Rapping in my bed aloud. Happier than anything. I'm practicing a better sound. Check it. Cold weather. Rapping in my bed. Happier than anything. I'm practicing a better sound. Better sound. Better sound. Better sound. Better sound. Yeah. This one here is called That's Not Me. Sorry, I had to check my set list for a second there. This one is called That's Not Me. And this is just about knowing myself and keeping, myself at the heart of all that I do, and don't sell myself out. So let's hit this one. Yeah. Gotta keep it together. Gotta keep it together. Gotta keep it together. Yo, don't be coming hard with the blackout. Redfern all the way to Blacktown. I see you in the monkey, two black fellas and fellas. I'm about to rap now. Pressure be following like a black cloud. Luckily we never gonna back down. I say it all again for the back row. Luckily we never gonna back down. I can make it happen, I'm a catalyst. Manifest. Lately I've been working for the amethyst. Competition's over my happiness. Winner, what a sure thing. Some days get a little bored thing. They never think it funny when they give me all the money, yet they get to Piccadilly on the board game. Keep it on lock like a padlock B. Took away the key, put the latch on me. Breathing in deep and attach on 3. Press down and I'm back on B. How many weeks till my tracks come P? It's gonna take a while, better have your tea. It's a little unclear when I look up in the mirror, but I'm here, right? Wait a minute, that's not me. That's not me. Chuckling my jealousy, that's not me. I let the pressure get to me, that's not me. Now I'm walking around the city yelling, that's not me. Am I gone by the wayside? That's not me. Give up in the meantime, that's not me. I let it all go by, that's not me. Gotta do what I've been doing now. Full set of life, when we like, get the mic, bitter like, lemon lime, kinda like Vegemite, hit him with a hook like clock when I'm on a mic. Day and night, J-Lo, they would never get it right. Need a mediator if we gotta be together, man of the media, make it a little better. Put away the pitter patter in a minute, we can belly up and I'ma kick a bucket, take a dip into the peanut butter. I'm popping off in the mouth, I feel like calling him out. We got a feeling attack, so I'm aggro. Thinking of good for nothing, you trying to push in the button and make a brother react like a dad joke. If anybody complain and take up all of my energy, getting in a debate with them, then they get a succeed look in the face. They never want to talk, I better think it's a game, I wanna play with them. See you look down on me. Think you just back off, please. Yo, I'ma play tic-tac-toe till I get my goal till the crown's on me. Yo, what do you think I cost? Why do you need my job? Yo, why do you need my name? You just wanna take that box? Yo, you know what? That's not me. I'm not a puppet, y'all. That's not me. Gotta get my shit together right now. That's not me. Forget about who I am, brother. That's not me. Am I gone by the wayside? Will I give up in the meantime? Will I let it all go by? Gotta do what I'm doing now. Do what I'm doing, what I want. Yeah. Hey. Get up in the meantime, that's not me. In the meantime, that's not me, bro. Wait a minute, man, that's not me. Wait a minute, man, that's not me. That's not me. That's not me. Yeah, that's not me. Give up in the meantime, that's not me. Give it in the meantime, that's not me. Let it all go by. Woo!
Never know.
Hey.
All right. I had to remove my jacket. That's like it's getting hot in the lobster shack here. So sorry about those technical difficulties earlier. We have sorted them out now. And a good thing too, because I just want to highlight here
I think we've got a bit of an octopus in the lobster shack now, because Dobby is a rapper, a drummer, he plays keys. I've just found out that most of the beats on his album were made by him. Can you beatbox as well?
Yeah, but
What
since
else?
COVID,
What else?
I try not to.
You try not to?
I got to wear the mask, you know.
I low-key want to see like beatboxing and drumming at the same time, just to see if it's possible. But so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your identity as a First Nations man. So tell us a little bit about your background and
Yeah, so I'm a Filipino and Murrawarri musician, Filipino on my mother's side and Murrawarri on my father's side. So my grandmother was born and raised in Brewarrina, northwest New South Wales. So anyone who's been through to Dubbo, and I know some of the folks in the shack have, been to Bree, good old Bree town. And so, you know, we were actually set to go there and reconnect. My cousin, Ani Lily Shearer, she runs a cultural festival there called Bayami's Nunu, which is the creator spirit that runs that lives in the Wawe in the Barwon River there. And but unfortunately, you know, because of coronavirus, like we had to make sure we've kept our distance, and we're just waiting for a chance to go back and be able to perform these songs again, you know.
And I think because of the Black Lives Matter movement, we've been seeing this elevation of First Nations voices that we haven't really seen in the mainstream for a while now. And so it's really heartening, I think, for a lot of people just to see that finally, you know, it's in the headlines. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you a question about national identity, because in Australia, our national identity is very much removed from our roots, really. I wanted to know what you thought about how important is it that we do include and even centre First Nations people in the Australian national identity, and how that might actually benefit not just First Nations people, but all of us.
This is, you know, like you can't say you're Australian without acknowledging the lands that you're on, you know, and especially the fact that, you know, the lands changes and the names of the land changes depending on wherever you are. And when I talk about Aboriginal excellence and I talk about us, acknowledging Aboriginal people, especially when it comes to, you know, being like the overrepresentation of incarceration, it's because we have that ancestral connection, that cultural connection to the land that I think everyone could benefit from. This is something we could all really embrace and cherish, because the more we know about our Aboriginal peoples, the more we know about our Aboriginal lands and waterways, and the more we understand the place we're living on.
And let's just touch on that for a second, because let's talk about the bushfires. Yeah. How could Aboriginal knowledge have helped in that situation, and how can it help?
Exactly. It was you know, the bushfires at the start of the year could have been prevented had we paid attention to traditional, ancient and continuing traditional practices of backburning and fire management, because it's not something that should be avoided and, you know, like that we should fear fire. This is something that actually helps care for land. It nourishes the land. It fertilizes the land.
And I remember you used this, we were speaking about this, and you said it was such a beautiful way to put it, that the land thrives on fire, that Australia thrives on fire.
Exactly. Yeah. You know? So I just would love to see more people turning towards traditional and Aboriginal understandings of agriculture, aquaculture, permaculture, and really, you know, it would help. It would also mean we would start turning to more native meats and native resources, like
eat your roo.
Exactly, you know.
Eat your roo.
You had roo tail, like
yeah.
So, you know, yeah.
All right, so this next song that you've got is one that really connects you to land. The bird names itself.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about it, or do you want the track to speak for itself?
No, yeah. I will quickly just say this song, The Bird Names Himself. The Ngemba phrase for it is Dipi Yuan Pachalinya.
Dipi Yuan Pachalinya.
Dipi Yuan Pachalinya.
I feel like we all need to say these words more. Let's say it one more time.
Say it with me. Dipi Yuan Pachalinya.
Dipi Yuan Pachalinya.
This is the best.
Ah!
It's like Blackfella Sesame Street. Yeah, so it means the bird names himself. And a very, very important, you know, cultural man in my life, Brad Stedman, a Ngemba man with extensive cultural knowledge from Brewarrina, spoke these words to me. And the next day, you know, I heard this song, this bird song, you know, that you will hear in this track. And I'm just making music around that bird because it's named himself.
And
so I'm just,
do you particularly have a special connection with birds? Because I know you've got another track called Peregrine, and
yeah, I'm starting to realize it's kind of like when it folds back on itself, and you're like, wait a minute, I find that I'm writing a lot about birds.
yeah.
I don't know. I
That's
still have a
ancient.
journey to go, I think.
All right, well,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
Yo, Dippy and Patrilinia, singing his name throughout the Riverina. Kayala nato yonko yo nato bako. I think by army telling us he can see ya. Dippy and Patrilinia, home to the Nuno, the continuing dream. I Ngemba, Weilmoringle, your Alarada, Murrawarri, Murrawarri, Bakanji, Wakamara, the Brewarrina. Dippy and Patrilinia, singing his name throughout the Riverina. I see the kookaburra and Malian, dinner wine. I know the dinner wine, a spiritual creature. Dippy and Patrilinia. I see the Mundagata come out the river, and they callin' wild way at the bar when I watch him transform like a butterfly and a caterpillar. I got no confidence in our current leader. I'm sick of suffering, smirks, smothering, emphysema. Towering flames, howling, choke the entire East Coast from Cairns all the way down to Bega. Listen to a different thinker, cause somebody trying to give you the bigger picture. And take what I learned to understand that the lessons in the rivers in the land I was still a teacher. Thank you so much. This one here is called My Mind. It never ends. This one's dedicated to all my Aboriginal brothers, sisters, aunties, uncles, cousins, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, nephews, nieces. My brother been working so hard all day. My titter been working so hard all day. Hey. Bowl full of gold here, chilling in my old room. Bouncing around that I found in the past. I'ma turn up the volume. Brain gonna go soon, but I never know when. Educated guess, don't have much time left. Inevitable death, I'm dumb like this. Get it off my chest. Passion, the sign of a great life. Live a great life in the meantime. At the same time, can't shine in the middle of the daylight. Living in my mind. My mind. Grind until I'm all run out of golden years. Riders blow block, recycled all my old ideas. Spraying in the blind, unsettling, feeling rattling in my skeleton. Traveled all the way to my melanin. Paranoid, think you're relevant, kick your melanin. Fingers in a million pies, trying to live a million lives. Everyone dies, think another window went by. I guess I gotta keep it in mind. Got a funny feeling inside, meaning I don't really feel right. Stuck in my thoughts, I've been really busy and tired. You could make the video live, is it my time? My brother, 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 my titter, my titter, my titter, my titter, my titter, my titter, my sister girl, my brother, you're invincible, my brother, you against the world, my sister girl, my titter, yeah, my brother, been working so hard all day, my titter, been working so hard all day, my brother, my sister girl, my titter, you're invincible, my brother, you against the world, my titter, my titter. Can I have a minute of your time? Why don't you come and relive in my mind? I've been having trouble sleeping at night, second guessing, always eat up my life. So ironic, I don't feel like I'm eating right. Working up late till the beat is right. To desire the boogie's a piece of pie. Till I satisfy every blind people by. Yo, I got my damn feet up. I can feel the pressure, better get my sangria. People tell me listen to me, I'll be there, but looking for somebody that can bring us all together, Pangea. Fulfilling storytelling Aesop. They talk about my skin at NAIDOC. Cousin put away that face wash and get up and dance. Not ashamed, y'all. I got my nephew producing it, ayy. Wanted to check what it do with it, ayy. Everyone listening losing it, yo. And I should mention it's new to it, ayy. Guapo, Filipino, photogenic. How you growing up and told already. Know yourself, my brother, don't forget it. If you really got a dream, then go and get it. Cause they get about hurt like Tabasco. I'm about to rip up the dance floor. I know my story, I let it tell them through my dance moves and my cerebellum. Voice box and my focus. Hoping all of them would notice. And I won't quit till my throat gives to my lungs die till there's no spit. My brother, my brother, my brother, my brother, my titter, my titter, my titter, my titter, my sister girl, my brother, you're invincible, my brother, you against the world, my titter, my sister girl, yeah, my brother, been working so hard all day, my titter, been working so hard all day, my brother, my sister girl, my titter, my brother, my titter, my titter. All right, I've got a very, very special track here. This one's called Ode to AD. A big shout out to AD Carson over at Clemson University. University of Virginia, a rap professor who did a 35-track hip-hop album as his PhD dissertation. And this is where we can be, ladies and gentlemen. Australia, hip-hop academia is where it's at. Am I right, MK? That's right. This one's here is called Ode to AD. All right, if you're feeling this at home, I want you to just dance. Just dance. Yeah, see, there we go. Hey, 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 hey. Listen, dance if you think you can. Dig your feet into land and forget the plan. So we can sink in the sand, the women and man, kids in the infinite hands, linking together again, you know. Restart, pick the part, beat is hard, kudos. Play the game, Cluedo, game change, you know. Throw it down, judo, power to you too. Keep doing what you were meant to do. Yo, you need to live with your natural habits to navigate planet Earth with the talent you pack in. I go after my passion, rap with the tracks in the package. Manufactured a plastic, hoping you happen to grab it. I'm just waiting to be discovered like Captical Cat, bitch, or like Animal Planet. They say I'm acting dramatic. Homer versus rowdy, your brain like a Catholic passage. If I say abracadabra, don't wait for magic to happen. Regardless, feel the fade as you roll around in the rhythm. Tether your connection to old immaculate visions. Live the life of man with the lowest standard of living. Giving messages, calling carrier pigeons. I did a number on them, assaulted mathematicians. Don't come off the rails, you saw what happened to Dickens. Overrepresented, take all us out of the prison, man. It's an epidemic, damn, this shit get depressing, man. Think you better get it, damn, we could get together and think of independent plans, we could get together and join hands, go and dance if you think you can. Work harder, work harder, just work harder, work harder, just work harder, work harder, just work. just hip hop. It's nothing
this.
but hip hop.
Like this.
This is hip hop. Hey,
Like this.
this one here is called H2O. MK1 and I are gonna show you a little bit of some hip hop here. So everybody, feel this vibe.
Like this.
Okay, it's nothing but the mental, lyrical essentials. With Dobby on the pencil, I buy the instrumentals, scribbling for currency. We can live in luxury, but all the ones to love and company that has some fun with me, performing to a pack of people. Old types, black and white, and even cappuccino. DJ in the haystack, trying to scratch a needle. Don't imitate the DOBBY, no one matters he though, and he know the rhythms in the record. Radio types got the club going hectic. 40 years back, what the Bronx invented is what the record companies invested. But we kept it, we had to mess with, put in the effort, need to awaken the dream. I've been chasing it for years, cause I'm aching to be the greatest in the nation, let Australia see. They can put my name and face on the screen, send the label to me, and baby say it with me, hip hop. They say, hip hop. We're bringing it right to the top, and if you're all up in the vibe, say hip hop, go. Hip hop. We're bringing it right to the top, we finna get louder than your mother, cause it's hip hop. Hip hop. So shout it out till you drop, and if it flows like water, hip hop. Sydney, what up? We're recording here, right here in Marysville, Sydney. But wherever you are, I want you to feel this vibe. When I say Sydney, you say, what up, Sydney? What up? Sydney? What up? I come alive when I'm rapping, show up to shit like, what's happening? Pack it in like it's Anderson, I'm a fan of him. Kill it, walk Anakin star, rise fly to the sky. My amateur spine with my javelin. Ever since I got management, imagination say I got to aim for the Madison and break down the barriers. Beyonce with the Mona Lisa, Jay-Z in the moment, Kayla Mar in the Vatican, keep passionate. Only a matter of time until this lad's international. That mentality's actual. Know myself on my journey from Darwall to the Gadigal. I acknowledge the land of the Bidjigal that we gather in. Thought of as savages, prime minister, sinister, black community famished, disadvantaged, generation of black youth are vanishing. This yapping in the cabinet, embarrassing. The reason I'ma carry this narrative, goddamn. My shit's all done up, plus life one up. Strong black fella on bust, my brother. Old tight rapper on my drummer. They put this on a beat and spread it soft like butter. Dobby say what up, NK what up, Dobby say what up. Every fucking body say Sydney, what up? Sydney, what up? Sydney, what up? Sydney, what up? I come alive when I'm rapping, show up to shit like what's happening, pack it in like it's Anderson. I'm a fan of him, kill it, walk Anakin style, rise fly to the sky. My amateur spine with my javelin. Ever since I got back from time travel and I've been trying to rap again, I've been riding them back again. Went back to 2009 to find packets of Royal Flame with a bag of my inner child. I'ma ride with him, go brother. Living to write these lines all day, all night. Well, for all of my life, really don't know when I'm happier than this moment. I should be working on maths, but I'm having fun with the flow and I am not gonna give it up. I knew you wouldn't, I knew you couldn't. You even recorded shit when you shouldn't. That's why I wanted to bring you here to get loud, brother. So wait, you want me to rap? Yeah, Sydney. What up? It's go time, DOBBY from the 09. I won't lie, been waiting so long to live your life. Okay, but this is all you and I made it this far because of you. I was fucking around. But it's funny, look what it's coming to. Never knew that would happen. That's in a passion. I feel it. Tapping into magic to make Australia say that they need you. I should probably leave at the end of this ride. No, cause we're at New Beginnings Festival here tonight. Oh, plus life, a strong black fella on bus, my brother. Old time rapper on mic. Drummer. They put this on a beat and spread it soft like butter. Yeah. Dobby say, MK say, Dobby say, y'all say, we go Sydney. Say Sydney, Sydney, Sydney. Dobby say what up, Shama say what up, Dobby say what up. Everybody say Sydney, 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 Sydney. Sydney, 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 Sydney. Sydney, Sydney.
Oh, stop it. Just stop it. My goodness. You know, I was just going to ask you if you needed like maybe a backup dancer or something. You know, shout out to all my dancers at the moment. We lost work, but apparently you got that covered as well.
Oh, I don't know too well. Maybe I need to learn some more dances rather than just.
No way, man! I can tell you, everybody in the Lobster Shack right now is bumping and struggling not to move the equipment right now. That was just next level awesomeness.
Yeah,
now,
fun.
I wanted to ask you something because I know you did like a short version of Ode to AD just then.
Yes.
And normally, because I've done my research, there is a line that says outside fairly white, inside Vegemite. Love that line.
Yeah.
And I think you represent such a unique mix, but at the same time, what a lot of, First Nations people are now. They're, they're mixed and they don't look the way maybe people expect First Nations people to look. It's so varied. Can you tell me about growing up? Like, what does that mean for you?
100%. Well, that line is one of my favorite lines that, when you write a line and you're like, this feels
It's
right.
fire.
And the line is DOBBY. How do you identify? Outside fairly white, inside Vegemite. And like, there's something so beautiful about the fact that I can say that and assert my, my indigeneity and my aboriginality, because no one can take that away from me. And I'm lucky enough to be able to have the culture connection, because I have people who are still alive, who speak language, who still live in Brewarrina and Weilmoringle, and that I can't, a lot of people can't say the same. So it for all black fellas listening, hold on to what you've got, because your culture is your power, and no matter if you don't feel that connected to it, that little bit of connection is it speaks volumes, and there's so much I can say about that. I don't want to go all night, but yeah.
You can though.
Yeah.
This is your time.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's just it's a very, very special thing, and I'm very, very lucky to be able to have people in my life who are also just as proud, like my father and I, and my grandmother and our family, like our generation is now teaching and bringing Aboriginality, through schools and like teaching language through schools, and we're trying to do our little bit. So
What is your language?
Murrawarri language, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so there's a lot of phrases that I'm starting to bring into hip hop, like in the last song Dippy You and Pachilinya, where I say Kayala nato yonko yo nato pako, and that's me saying to the bird, yes, I'm singing too. It's like a I hear you and I'm singing back, and that's singing the land, So yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm learning through hip hop. That's why I'm so blessed to be able to have hip hop as well and culture. Those things go hand in hand for me, especially when you think about how well it adapts to culture. I say this a lot, really quick, with the 4 elements of hip hop, we've got DJing, we've got MCing, graffiti as well, and street art, and of course breakdancing, b-boying, b-girls. When you look at Aboriginal culture, you've got the same sorts of elements of culture in that as well. The dancing is b-boying, that's corroboree, right? Ceremony. And then you've got the oral teachings, right? MCing, singing the song lines, dreaming, singing the dreaming. And then of course like the body paint, the ochre, engravings, cave art, sand, it's all there. All the elements of culture adapt so well.
And it's all interlinked. You can't just separate one part of it out.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like what you said, like, appealing to other First Nations mob to like really be proud and dig it as much as they can into their history. And I think one thing that's interesting is last week we talked a bit about arts activism, and it's quite an interesting term when you apply it to First Nations, because activism isn't really a choice for you, is it?
Yeah, it's inherently, I think that, as an Aboriginal musician, what I do or choose not to do is people put their opinions and interpretations onto me. It's sort of placed upon the artist, whether or not they're speaking overtly political, or if it's not, at all, but it's still kind of some sort of representation. Everything we do is inherently political, and
even the language we use,
exactly,
every word, every way we form a sentence when it comes to First Nations, we all have to be so mindful. Even using the word Australia, we have to be mindful of that.
Exactly, because we're all like sort of representing each other's, the demographics are in this diaspora. So when we talk, we're bringing up, we have to be mindful of who we're talking about and who we're talking to, and if we're talking over specific groups of people as well. Yeah.
100%. And I know one line that you dropped in Peregrine was, what I speak in the streets is what I say on the mic. And I think that just encapsulates it beautifully. There's no difference between your artist self and, you know, what you are when you show up to the rallies. It's all part of the same. Do you feel that pressure within your art to have to always make those political sort of statements, or is that something that just is part and parcel for you?
I think at this point I'm not necessarily pressured to, because I know that it's sort of the music that I'm making now it gives back to me. So it's not necessarily a pressure for me personally. I can't speak for everyone else, but for me personally, I think, you know, the benefits of it and the reward that comes with it, the intrinsic reward for me, means that it encourages me to try, you know.
Yeah, I think we're witnessing it.
Yeah.
Like, you look like you're healing yourself.
Yeah.
And entertaining us, like, amazingly.
Whenever I play
process.
Dippy, You and Pachulinia, it just like it feels healing, you know, like it's a special thing.
Now the next track we're gonna do is one called Older. It's a beautiful track, bit of a different sort of vibe. Yes. But before we did it, I just want to ask you a little bit about hope. And hope is such a important thing. It's a coping mechanism, and just staying hopeful and agitating for change. How and why do you stay hopeful?
Because you know, I think music is my way of staying hopeful. I mean, I look at the first 2 weeks of COVID, and I you know, I couldn't do anything. I'm pretty sure I just like stayed in my room trying to figure out like what my steps forward were, and you know, my ways of coping were walking, meditating, and music. Like, music was always there, and it always makes me feel better, and I can't, you know, take that for granted. And if I'm able to make music that makes me feel better, or heals me, or heals other people, then, I mean, that's, you know, the best way that I think that I could help and contribute, you know.
And I can tell you, we're all feeling it. We're feeling the healing vibes. We're getting warm.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So
and the fireplace is helping.
The fireplace does help. So, share with us Older.
Absolutely. Older is a track that sounds bleak at first, but is not. It's it's a hopeful track, and this is about, you know, us living our lives day by day, and knowing that, you know, we have each other, and I think that's something that I would like to keep reminding myself and listeners about. Yeah, it's called Older. Every day I'm older, I'm not getting younger. Eventually we'll die soon, that can make you wonder. I don't need to be here, you could do without me. I could do without you. Could you stay around, please? I don't want to die now. Too good of a time now. I learned how to stand up, ain't no way to lie down. Make my way to high ground, I just want to see it all. Music is my pain relief and rap is paracetamol. So take a bath, 3 or 4, then you need to call me in the morning. What was once a Poland is helping to get more kids talking. That's the calling. We fall into the bigger picture. It's not a question worth ignoring, dude. Don't ever give up. The hump is high. Take your time. You might get to hilltop. You don't know what type of impact you get when shit like this drops. This could flip the switch up. And don't forget your family friends are with ya. Don't miss your winter. Every day I'm older. I'm not getting younger. Any day I'll die soon. That can make you wonder. I don't need to be here. You could do without me. I could do without you. But could you stay around, please? Every day I'm older, older. Every day I'm older, older. And I don't need to be here, but keep talking to me. Yo, I put the shine shining my believing, put this life inside my being. Now my life is brightly beaming, so if I can find my reason, then I can write my legacy. We die eventually, unless the time remembers me. Divine conceptually, high density, rhyme capacity. Ryan Clapham decide to grab the mic and write the album in '08, making it all day. Finally done, and I reckon it's okay, but they're gonna go hate into your old age. So you need to jump soon as opportunity come. You could make a move in the game and build up your lucrative funds. Come to all the events your hip-hop community runs. There's so many members to meet and a lot for you to get done. You might carry knowledge and wisdom, have some thoughtful opinions. That don't matter unless you got the commitment. Go practice until your heart's in contentment. If they're arrogant, they're not gonna listen, cause that's a balance that you gotta keep checking. It's obviously hard to impress, but dedication will set you apart from the rest. Cause you know, this can flip the switch up. Don't forget your family friends are with ya. Don't miss your winter. Every day I'm older, I'm not getting younger. Any day I'll die soon, that can make you wonder. I don't need to be here, you could do without me. I could do without you, but could you stay around please? Every day I'm older, older. Every day I'm older, older. And I don't need to be here. Yeah. Every day I'm older, I'm not getting younger. Any day I'll die soon, that can make you wonder. I don't need to be here, you can do without me. I can do without you, but could you stay around please? Every day I'm older, older. Every day I'm older, older.
This is yourself. Maybe you're talking to yourself.
Okay, if I'm talking to me, do good. Follow your dream. Work hard. Don't give up. I know I've done this a lot before. I have procrastinated. I have given up on a lot. That's not good. So work hard. That's all I have to say.
This one here is a little bit more upbeat. It's called Peregrine. Yeah. Why would I be dealing with the label when that video sucks? While the budget in the States is $1 million. Don't wanna do it, Sony, I can pull a nigga and dust. Government don't wanna fund it, they ain't giving it up. But I gotta say, people only listen to pop. Got the responsibility to pump the industry up. Rappers affiliated with the drink in the club. Asking him is that it's kicking me off. Honestly, I don't think everyone should post an opinion as such, but the political spirit isn't as given as much. Not to mention this Aborigine is sick of injustice. I'm spitting full cuss to do is sitting in cuffs. I admit that I'm living with a different buzz. I commit that I'd never rap for the money. I'd rather be hungry than have a passion and indigenous stuff than go platinum with the signal on drugs. Serious, I'd rather get a minimum cut than have a dividend fund if it meant that it could regenerate love. A generation of haters that you think we are from? Goddamn, you think we are the stick in the mud? Same reason we eliminate guns? Same reason love will be made legal in a bigger amount? I don't say this shit to be bigger or nothing. I'm trying to see what is wrong in order to be a people equal as one. Man, I feel like I'm in every irrelevant right now. God, I feel like a peregrine right now. Feel like every other thing is irrelevant right now. God, I feel like a peregrine right now. You bet that I'ma get everything, help me to fly now. I better way than I've ever been right now. I know I'm about to go down. I'm about to go down. I know I'm about to go down. I know I'm about to go down. I learned these things I know now. I learned these things I know now. God, I feel like a peregrine right now. Check it, yo. Why would I be looking for a beat, leave me waiting in line when I'm all about the drums and I'm able to grind? Not to mention money-wise, I've been paid on my fines and I love a collaboration, but I'm wasting my time. So men and women with the fame in their eyes, you want to keep it on the prize? Paying on mine. I do it for the love, that's the way of my life. What I speak in the streets, what I say on the mic. The vision I've been having is allegory, the passion is amatory. I love it like Frank and a can of ravioli. I've been up in the laboratory, I rap shit, I want to get it like Mac as I'm Rick and Matic and Matt and Morty. Rap is amazing, it should be mandatory. Nowadays, my niece and nephew be dabbing on me. What a time to be alive, right? The more minds with the rhyme, the bigger the storyline. Listen, I learned these things I know now. There's so much more, there's no doubt. I'm about to go down, no doubt. I need to just go all out. I learned these things I know now. There's so much more, there's no doubt, no doubt. I'm about to go down. I need to just go up, out. I learned these things I know now. There's so much more to flies out. Sick of dealing with pelicans right now, because I feel like a peregrine right now. Man, I feel like a peregrine right now. Gotta feel like a peregrine right now. Better way than I've ever been right now. In a place I've never been right now. MK1, ladies and gentlemen. Man, I feel like I'm in every element right now. Gotta feel like a peregrine right now. Feel like every other thing is irrelevant right now. Gotta feel like a peregrine right now. Better way than I've ever been right now. I know I'm about to go down. 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 I learned these things I know now. I learned these things I know now. Gotta feel like a peregrine right now. MK1, here we go. Did you feel that? Did you feel that? If you're feeling the energy, you're gonna like this one because it's called Energy. And feel free to dance at home if you want, and give yourself a bit of a water break as well, like me.
DOBBY, high.
Do that shit, do that shit. They said do that shit, do that shit. They say do that shit, do that shit, do. Yeah, hey, can you see yourself inside my energy? So kinetic, the beat is heating our chemistry. Arrested Development, Redfern to Tennessee. I feel connected, my head is centered in empathy. What does it take to educate the masses? On black matters at the hand of our racial status. Different minority struggles on all the social classes. Making this music to wake up haters. I'm working magic. Kill the rap game, brother boy, what you gotta do. I remember I would never follow moves. I remember I would never follow through. Now I make the rap community follow suit. Oh, be about it, don't let it be the legend. You're the one to knock 'em out, make these people see you medic. You don't wanna back down, seen as the class clown. Making these raps now, I'm circling background.
Segregation buzzing in my pocket.
In my pocket.
That's enough to make you wanna vomit. It's a problem, we know it too well.
Hey,
Look out for the mob, we got a story to tell. And I can feel your energy, take it in proportion.
I can feel your energy.
Yo, this is enormous.
I can feel your energy.
I know it's important. Yo, I can feel your energy.
Living in harmony, sit on top of my ottoman. Summer, winter to autumn, I'm confident that I got it.
You got it.
Dobby's a monster, the rap version of Gollum. I'm shutting down government offices from within, not again.
You got it.
See him applauding him as it come walking in with the forces of metaphors in the form of some metamorphosis. All of us waiting for it. His force is here to offer us rap, horticulture, bloom more than my mother's orchestra. Hey, picking up the puzzle pieces. Many of us wanna leave it uncompleted. They wanna focus more about our other features. But we are so connected to what's underneath us. And look at where we are right now. Hey, spread your positivity around. We celebrated 65 down. We are who you need to fight for now.
Bigotry is buzzing in my pocket.
In my pocket.
That's enough to make you wanna vomit.
They wanna vomit.
It's a problem, we know it too well.
Hey,
Look out for the
hey,
mob, we got a story to tell. And I
hey.
can feel it, I can feel your energy. Take it in proportion. I can feel your energy. Yo, this is enormous. I can feel your energy. I know it's important. I can feel your energy.
I can feel your energy. I can feel your energy. Yo, I can feel your energy. I can feel your energy. Say it with me, energy. I can feel your energy. I can feel your energy. Yo, I can feel your energy. Check it out, yo. Check it out, yo. I can feel your energy. Feel your energy, I know it's important. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what we're all talking about energy. This is hands down the best tickets I've ever had to a gig in my life. Wow. I'm struggling in my little like space over here not to come and join you. So thank you for that energy. That was feeling it. DOBBY. Hey, DOBBY, tell us why. Tell us why it's DOBBY. Tell us where Dobby came from. Did you like that?
I liked that
I'm getting
a lot.
inspired.
That
I
was great.
low-key think I'm a rapper now just by being around you.
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that, does it?
So good. Dobby was a nickname that my Taekwondo teacher, Kim Dalton, used to call me that all the time when I was young.
What did it mean?
I don't know. And I think it's maybe, I think it has nothing to do with that ugly elf.
So get that out. Like, is it Harry Potter? Like, just forget
Probably.
him. That's not the same Dobby.
But I was saying before, like, I'm so excited because when you type in Dobby on Google now, I am on the 3rd page.
That's
you believe-
progress.
It used to be page 57. So
Wow, that
we're
is
get-
progress.
We're getting somewhere.
Oh man! All right, we're gonna change up vibes right now because we're about to do a pretty epic track. So gosh, I feel responsibility even introducing this track. So this is I Can't Breathe. It was played on Rage recently. Yes, Rage. So good to see it there. And wow, like there's so much to say about this track, most of which is actually just in the lyrics. So y'all at home need to actually just listen to the lyrics for this next one. The video was, I understand, directed by Luke Coy Richardson.
That's right. And
And-
Benjamin Ling.
So, and it's just an exceptional example of black excellence. You've also got Auntie Lizzie Jarrett in there, don't you, as well?
Yes.
You've got Barker.
Yes. Yeah.
Yolanda, who I think is also an ex-Bangara
That's
dancer,
it.
I believe.
Yeah, she's in it too. And
Little Alinta, Barker's daughter in there.
little Alinta, Sarah Khan. It was so great to have our mob like in that studio space, because it was a small number of us, but we felt like 1,000 people were in the room.
Well, I think the energy, everyone has to go and check out this video. It is an answer to so many questions that people are asking. And before we get into the inspiration behind it, I do want to just, first of all, make very clear, because it can be a real burden for us to continually ask First Nations people, what's the answer, what should we do? Because a lot of the answers are in their expressions of art. It's in their music. You have to actually just engage with these forms of art. And I'm going to take that burden off you right now and quote you back to yourself. Because one of the most amazing things about this song is Dobby has given you a how to be an ally. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 1, educate yourself. Big one. Number 2, write to your member and tell them what's happening. Number 3, challenge the white settler narrative.
Yes. This is great.
This is great.
Yeah. Who wrote the nugget?
Number 4, and this is the one that I think is really important. That's what today is about. Give us your platform so your people can listen. Because I think we all try to figure out how can we be the best ally, and the best way is to not talk over people and to actually share our platforms up and invite First Nations people to come and speak for themselves. Because once you see this video and you hear this song, you realize as much understanding as we can do as people who empathize and genuinely care, we can't express it. We haven't lived it. We don't get to opt out of the experience. And the 5th one we've got is, if you're white, come and fight with your black fellow friends and write down the number of their badge with a pen. So now that I've just put those, I wanted to pull them out because I haven't really seen a song do that before, and I think it's really revolutionary what you've done there.
Thank you. Wow. Yeah, thank you. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that. Yep.
So I'll let you tell us about the inspiration behind the lyrics for the track.
Yeah, I Can't Breathe, the inspiration for this track was from seeing that reporter, Alexis Daesh, on, I think it was Channel 9 Today Show in California, speaking to the Black Lives Matter protests, and she said, why are you protesting? Why are you protesting? I don't understand. Why are you looting? And then she said, we don't have the history of police killings. Australians don't have the history of police killings, which is such she doesn't speak for me. And I felt like so choked up, like as if I was really silenced, seeing that, her going all the way to America to tell them what she reckons we think. So I needed to vent, and this song was my vent. You know? Yeah.
Absolutely. And those stats are, we got to say it, right? We've got over 430 deaths in custody now since the Royal Commission in 1991 with not one conviction.
Yep,
right?
That's exactly
And that
right.
number is just rising. So
Yeah, and it's only since 91 as well. That's a 2 is too many. 1 is too many.
Absolutely.
438, you know.
And let's just make the link here as well between David Dungay Jr. and George Floyd. Can you elaborate?
In the chorus, I say, they both said I can't breathe. And I don't want to hear anyone who says, well, but, you know, so-and-so is a criminal or so-and-so is this and that. No one deserves to die at the hands of someone who's supposed to protect you.
Over a packet of biscuits.
Over a packet of biscuits. And they both, you know, they both cried for their lives. Like, I don't know what else to say other than to wrap this this song out, you know, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you so much, Hamza.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sick of having to explain myself. They wanna know the history, the pain might help. They're making me wild, need to restrain myself. If I were you, I would educate myself. Oh no, they want me to hate myself, degrade, dismiss, and erase myself. They said Australia and America's not the same. I say David Dungay, they don't even know the name. That's bullshit. Got to your member, tell them what's happening. You gotta challenge the white settler narrative. Got a lot of books that call us nomadic savages. Maybe that's a connection to them attacking us. Government thinking up any other solution, but truth leads to treaty and revolution. Killers acquitted, your silence is given. Give us your platform so your people can listen. First came the massacres, then came the mission, then stole the children, then filled the prison. No wonder our people do not trust the system. Over 400, not one conviction. Shame, no justice, and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. He died when you choked him on his back in the pen. The 5 were some untrained, angry men. So why are you surprised it was actually them? What would happen if there were no cameras then? If you're white, come and fight with your black fellow friends and write down the number on their badge with a pen. The value of a life we shouldn't have to defend. And saying sorry means it never happens again. Some of these cops must have been bullied in PE to kill mob. That's why Kaepernick took a knee. Donald Trump's calling that a lack of respect. But what do you call a knee to the back of your neck? Huh? This shit's as bad as it gets. Cause some of these coppers really don't know how to protect. And it's legitimized. See, they try to minimize genocide. Number 25, cause the revolution televised. Yo! No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. Barker, yeah.
You bring violence to my motherland and blame me for it. Then expect me to be silent and then thank you for it. I ain't thankful, they've been killing my people by the masses. And I'm fed up to the neck by you right-wing fascists. I feel anger when my people feel anger, that's connection. We're angry for a reason cause our babies need protecting. I'm scared to send them out cause their colour is a weapon. When we walk through the streets, people somehow feel threatened. Just stop, we only want the system to be civilized. You televise your point of view, then feed the shapes full of lies. You bought the divide when you set up all the missions, and you still cause divide, killing my people in prisons. I'm sick of it, sick and tired of the thick of it. Picture it, walk in our shoes, get a sniff of it. You feeling it? Now you choose to show no respect. About so-called Australia gets their knees off our necks.
No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe. No justice and no peace. They won't charge the police. They both said, I can't breathe. They both said, I can't breathe.
Come on, man. Y'all know what time it is. That's why you out here.
Well, I really appreciate you giving your perspective, mate, because people in Australia don't have the understanding of
the history of boys' toys.
Respect to you. I can't even imagine what it must feel like to have to sing that song. And it's a masterpiece. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah.
And big up to MK1 there, dropping KRS1, Sound of the Police. Oh,
I was
yeah.
rapping, I was like, don't react. Like, I knew that was going to happen. That was so dope.
That was amazing.
Yeah, perfect.
And you know, I do wonder, like, how do you navigate white fragility? Because there's so much denial in Australia. And I'm not even going to say white fragility. I'm going to say fragility and denial in general. Like, I know it's, you know, I've seen it within my community. There's a real misunderstanding. People are just fed, like what Barker said, and like, you feed the sheep full of lies. They take in what they see in the news. They don't have connections with First Nations people. They don't actually know these people. And I think a song like that humanizes things. But how do you navigate that fragility as, you know, as a First Nations man? How do you howl?
Yeah, how do you howl?
How do you howl?
Yeah, look, I mean, when I put this video out, so much positive love and a lot of support, you know, from people I know and people I don't know, which is so important and so special. Of course, there was a lot of resistance and a lot of people who felt the need to get on their keyboard and tell me why I was wrong in their own opinions, and to tell me that either they deserved it or that this and that, or, you know, and I find that so on the button of what this country is all about, because we have, you know, as long as Indigenous people still exist on this land, we have a contention. So we need to have that conversation, and better yet, we need to start empathizing. We need to start having these humanized stories, and people to start listening to people like David Dungay's mother, who has been fighting for 5 years. Could you imagine having that court case prolonged year after year, and then when you say something that these trolls come at you because they think they're smart or right or whatever it is. We need more empathy in this country so that we can find a better way to embrace this country. If Germany can do it, we can do it.
100%.
And
100%.
You know, this fragility doesn't have to be fragility. It can be love and empathy. And if we just start to have these human conversations off the keyboard, we can come together. And I really, truly believe that.
And I think your art is an example of that inroad towards building that empathy. You know, because one thing I know, I think I met you at the rallies, didn't I? I think we met earlier this year for the first time. And when you hear the stories of the mothers, you just, how can they even get up there and tell that story constantly for years and years? Just the telling of that story, it feels like the least we can do is just show up and listen. And we see that hypocrisy as well with, you know, the police cracking down on protesters at an event, well, that is for a very, very important cause where social distancing was in place. How does that hypocrisy make you feel when you see, you know, thousands of Australians at football matches and it's not a problem, and then...
it makes me feel terrible, and it shows exactly where our priorities lie in this country and in our government and with our politicians. I want to see better than that. Like, you know, what I will end on with that though is that I think what was so inspiring in the first Black Lives Matter protest and the rally was to see so many non-Indigenous people who were genuinely there because in solidarity and support. That means so much, you know, because that's exactly the, you know, I mean, in my opinion, it's the least that we could do, and it fills our hearts, and that's what I want to emphasize, and I want you to, if you don't know, learn about it. If you want to talk to someone about it, they may have the energy to talk with you about it.
But you have to build a relationship, right?
Exactly.
You can't just go hitting people up on Instagram on the DMs and going, hey, please talk about your trauma. I want to understand. Yeah.
Exactly.
And there's so many amazing resources out there now. Maybe we can compile a little list, I don't know, and put it up with this, because... Yeah,
absolutely. You know, there's a lot of great ones. Yeah, from The Guardian and SBS, like timelines of the deaths in custody. And, you know, we just got to listen. You know, we just got to listen to these people who are saying these stories, and maybe, just maybe, something could be done about it. You know, like that would be great, wouldn't it? Can you imagine?
Just want justice.
Exactly.
And for
One
it to start
conviction
happening.
at the very least, you know, like
More than that, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, you know,
All right, let's change it up because I want to
Yes.
talk to you about something that I know you're very passionate about, and I'm passionate about hearing it, and that is Black excellence. Yeah, we have an example of Black excellence right here, but you know, your video was an example of it as well, and you know, I've just seen so many First Nations artists seamlessly move from being, let's give Luke, shout out to Luke Curry Richardson.
shout out to Luke.
You know, I was introduced to Luke when I saw him on the stage at Bangara. Then I think he did basketball. Now he's doing videography. Now he's doing photography. He's doing incredible things. Your people are just amazing artists and amazing storytellers. Why are you so good? Why are you so good at it?
Why are you so
What is
good?
that?
What's going on? What's in the water?
Can I have some? Like
Okay, look, Bala Luke is the greatest example of this. I mean, he can do it all, you know. He because it's storytelling. The basis of it, the foundation of what he does is storytelling, and then he finds avenues for each way. He's like, how can I tell a great story through photography? How can I find a great story through dance? And we all know how mad a dancer he is, you know. He's incredible, like, and there's so many examples of that in our community.
shout out to the matriarchs as well, Barker.
Yes, exactly. Barker is
Needs
you
her
know,
own show.
Man, everyone needs to stop this stream and get. No, I'm just kidding. Do not stop. Stay tuned. But after this, you should check out Barker, Barka, incredible Barkindji woman from Wilcannia, mob in Wilcannia, based in Mount Druitt. And she, like, her storytelling and her staunch voice and passion in her voice is just, you know, it's as dope as they come in this country, I believe. And I think she's the future. And you know, get on her quick before she, you know, starts to become like an American success.
Yeah, seriously. Go and
Yeah.
check Barker out before we lose her to
Exactly.
success in the States. And let's hope that Australia wises up to actually supporting First Nations artists, because we have so much talent right here in Australia. And I'd like to see Aussie hip hop as a
That's right.
genre,
And
you know.
can I just
embrace
add
that.
one thing to that as
Yeah,
well?
please.
Which I think would be, you know, really good to say is that when you support an Indigenous artist, you support their family, you support their community, and you support their mob ancestral connection to that land. You support Barker's Barkindji roots. You support my Murrawarri roots, right? And this is like the love goes into the land and waterways. You know, the hip hop is where it's at. You know, it's one of the best ways where we can start to really, you know, dig into our songlines and our history and our culture. And I'm going to stop talking.
No, please don't. And that is the best way to educate yourself. Engage.
Yeah.
Genuinely engage.
Absolutely.
Speaking about water.
Oh,
It's like we rehearsed this or something. We are unfortunately, I think, at the last track. No. And this song is very much about First Nations rights to water, but also how what's happening in the Murray-Darling Basin is actually going to have an effect on all of us. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah,
And I think the mob
absolutely.
here know a bit about it too. Shout out to Wordplay Studio, who has been on country.
Yes, absolutely. You know, like we actually just came. We were on the Yamanuna Barker tour with Uncle Bruce Shillingsworth, the Murrawarri and Budgety man, who took us from Walgett to Brewarrina to Burke to Wilcannia to Menindee along those waterways, and you know, singing the land, but also, you know, talking about why our rivers were so bone dry. You know, you could walk through the riverbed, and it's not a natural drought. This is a man-made drought. This is over irrigation, you know, from cotton farms and almond plantations, you know. So where's the water going? We need to talk about corporate greed. We need to talk about putting the water back in the rivers so that 3 million people can actually have water, clean water, fresh water from the rivers. It shouldn't be a commodity. And we should not be selling it to such and such and this and that. That's the lifeblood of our people. We need that, you know. So this song that I've written about that is called Languages in the Land. What you're going to hear is some snippets of Uncle Bruce Shillingsworth talking about putting the water back in the river.
Respect.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's two things that I can hear here. It's water and profit. Why are we selling water to make profit?
Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways. Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways. Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways. Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways.
So I'm going to speak on my community, and I'm going to raise a voice for those that have been boisterous of the last 230 years. That's what frustrates me, and that's what's frustrating our community. Why are our people dying young? Why are our people suffering? Because of the greed. The taking of our water. Where is our rights to water? First Nation rights to water. We have a right to fresh water.
Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways. Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways. Go!
Put the water back in the river. Not just for us, but for the environment.
If the language is in the land, then the rhythm within the word. If history's in the song, I'll be singing it with the birds. They kill a million fish, and our rivers are barely running. You ain't thinking of my community, you are swimming up in your money. I'm about to talk, I hope you're listening. My people are never giving in. A PSA to the government while I'm running within the riverbed, telling you it's a drought, where they rather have you believe. They manipulating our country without the knowledge of what it means. I'm sick of watching the media, trying to keep it all under wraps. I've been doing the same thing. Through my lyrics, I bring it back. It's difficult to be critical when they're tedious with the sass. TV's a medium of the past. Check Wikipedia for the facts. We gotta call out the cover up when they sweep it under the mat. With the treaty and with the gap, even Leonardo DiCaprio. The rivers are running dry, nothing living throughout the traps. From Brewarrina to in India, I think the system is out of whack. So how depressing is that? Imagine it for the kids. You're irrigating illegally, I would naturally resist. It's $200,000, that's slapping him on the wrist. I feel like slapping him in his face, tell him that's for killing the fish. We're shouting it through the holes, let it rattle up through the walls. Take a hammer right to the wind, Instagram it and let it fall. If the language is in the land, then the narrative's in the soul. If the history's in the family, then I'll carry it evermore. Go! Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways. Better rivers, better states, better living, better place, preparation of better days. I see the history's in the ground, the language is in the land. Follow the undercover and see we're traveling to the dam. It's pink and blue in the air, the stars are withering down. The sky turning to caramel like a paddle pop in the cloud. And the birds singing for rain while the rivers are running deep. See the yellow belly of cod, and there's plenty of them to eat. Give the water to Mother Earth, gotta give her what she deserves. Listen! Better rivers and better states, better living, a better place, preparation of better days, generation of better ways.
Put the water back in the river.
Give it up for Dobby at home. Wow. I'm thirsty now. All that singing about water, man. Thank you, MK1. We have gone over time, but I think we needed to today. There was a lot that needed to be said. So first and foremost, thank you so much for sharing your time and energy and your artistry, your octopus-like ability to play a million things at once with us. That in itself was just a real treat. Thank you, Dobby.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been so much fun being able to play here at the Shack. MK and I just had the best time, so, you know, we really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it. You know.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone did back home. that wraps our session for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I just want to do a few thank yous. Thank you to SSI for putting this on. Shout out to New Beginnings Festival. This is the Freedom Sessions. We have Wordplay Studio who has brought this all to you. Buzz Speaker Hire, which is on the sound. Also want to shout out Mr. Rafa here who likes to lurk in the background, but is actually the reason that you've got this insane caliber of artists coming to you. So huge shout out to Rafa from Arts and Culture. Those artworks, again, that I showed you at the beginning are actually for sale. So if you're interested, please hit up Arts and Culture on Facebook. Facebook, yeah? Yeah, Facebook. And yeah, thank you. And tune in a couple of weeks. We are going to be having some African excellence. Lucky and Hawanatu are going to be gracing us here. So thank you so much for having us, and tune in again. Support First Nations artists. You got a big example of why you should. So much to learn, and I need to go and dance now. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.